Hello, Steve White, Triple 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, God, the dance between Paramount and certain buyers is going on now. We have had a fairly significant bit of progress. The deal that was struck down by Sherry Radstone not that long ago apparently is back. Her company, National Amusements, has agreed to a deal to be sold to Skydance and their Redbird Capital backers. This time for, I think, less money, but more protection from Sherry from being sued by, I think it's a bigger payout for her, and more protection from her being sued for making money out of selling the company while it may possibly lose other people money because they're not getting it. It's a whole thing. But yeah, they've agreed to a 45-day go shop period, which basically means they've sort of accepted the terms, but they've got 45 days to see if someone else shows up to offer them more money or a better deal, which is kind of what happened last time, where they had a 30-day period and other people did make offers or something. It's a huge game of chess, and Sherry's just sitting there moving the chessboard parts around, and it's just tedious to watch. But I mean, I guess that's how these big billionaires, make money and deal with business. It's must be funny in a rich man's world, money, 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 all that. So yeah, but for Star Trek, what does it mean? Nothing really, because Skydance was already involved in the disaster that was the free Star Trek films, none of which made any money and killed any potential for any future Star Trek films, because they raised the budget so high that they can't make a Star Trek film that profits anymore, because they'd have to seriously downgrade the production to actually make money, because Star Trek films at best make 400, 500 million at best. I think the biggest film with inflation was Star Trek the Motion Picture, which made a bit over 400 million or something. Star Trek 2009 made around the same amount of money, but with inflation, Motion Picture's growing a little bit more. And I think it's made a couple of million more now, but before I think it made about 3 million less or something last time I looked. So they're sort of neck and neck for those two. But basically more people went to see Star Trek Motion Picture than saw the J.J. Abrams film. There were more tickets sold and more people in the seats. So because the same people, Skydance, are involved in that, nothing's really going to change. I was really hoping if they sold it to someone new people, fresh blood coming in might change things, but it looks like it's going to be business as usual. They're still talking about Star Trek 4, which is never happening. Poor Chris Pine was pondering how they're going to deal with Kirk now that he's older. I'm like, they're not going to, Chris. They're just not going to. They're going to try another reboot because they can do that for cheap, because they don't have to use any of the stars from the Star Trek films, the new films that people are expecting, who are very expensive now. And they can just do it all on the cheap, because they don't have to use any of the other designs or characters or actors or anything from the other films, and they can just start new. And that's the only way they can make a film for cheap and actually maybe make some money. And maybe if they sort of have their own era again, which is what they try to do with the JJ films, maybe they can set up another little universe in there and do another little trilogy, maybe for less money and smaller stars. But there's no way of telling what they're going to do. And talks that they're going to merge Paramount Plus with whatever companies are involved with Skydance. I can't remember who it was now. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath. I mean, like, they got 45 days for someone else to come in and make another offer, and then it could all fall apart again. But at least it was set to go before, and then Sherry actually, vetoed it because there was too much potential for her to be sued by other people who own stock in the company when it was sold. But apparently they got around that and made her a bigger offer, but a smaller offer for the overall. And it might happen, but we'll see. Like I said, not holding my breath. It's tedious. I've done about 10 videos on this. And at first it was exciting because Warner Brothers and Sony and all these other people were coming in, and then it's just down to Skydance that they've already been in bed with. And, yep. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of this dance between these companies, and will the musical chairs ever stop, and will anyone actually sit their asses down? They have to, because they need the money. Paramount needs the money, and the shares are up apparently like 6% or something like that since the announcement. And it's really bad for stock in a company to be all over the place, and and no one knows where it's going and who's going to buy it. I mean, it's just a mess. They need to just make a decision and then just focus on making the company profitable again and giving fans and people product they can rely again, like a Star Trek that actually makes money and actually gives fans what they want, as opposed to just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks, which is all Kurtzman's been doing for the last couple of years, trying to appease the general audience and while totally ignoring and alienating the actual Star Trek audience. So we'll see. I don't have much hope for Skydance changing anything, but I don't know. I'm still talking.